HBCU not named Jackson State is getting some love on social media and throughout the media. This time, a team for the basketball court, and I'll talk about it right after the bumper. What's good people? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, HBCU Texas Southern is getting a ton of love because Shaquille O'Neal's daughter, Amira O'Neal, will be headed to Texas Southern University and play down there in Houston. She'll be joining her brother, who actually committed to Texas Southern and will enroll and be a freshman. Now, Amira spent last year as a freshman at LSU. She was a walk-on for the LSU Lady Tigers down in Baton Rouge. Now, LSU obviously is the alma mater of Shaq and is the current home of his oldest son, Sharif O'Neal. He transferred down to LSU after playing a year at UCLA. So this is huge. Shaq's daughter is now going to Texas Southern. Shaq's son also goes to Texas Southern. And I hate to say it, I wouldn't be surprised if Shaq's oldest son, Sharif, ended up at Texas Southern. Now, Amira is a beast, a 6'1" forward. She averaged 17 a game during her last year in high school. She was a walk-on at LSU, so she didn't get much clock, but she will get a chance to see the floor a ton for Cynthia Cooper Dyke down there at Texas Southern. Now, obviously, we all know Cynthia Cooper was an amazing basketball player in her own right. NBA, WNBA, Hall of Famer, all kinds of good stuff for her. So it's going to be huge. And it's for a team that it was actually really, really good before COVID. We're talking about a team that won the SWAC before COVID hit, that would have went into the SWAC tournament as a number 2. Well, they were headed to the SWAC championship game. They were a number 2 seed. Then they played a COVID year. They weren't as good, but they will be really, really good, and they look to turn that program around. Now, remember, his youngest son, Shakir O'Neal, will play for Johnny Jones in the Texas Southern boys basketball team, the men's basketball team, who also were really, really good down there in the SWAC. That team actually won a game in the NCAA tournament. So HBCUs are continuing to get love. HBCUs are continuing to get the attention, and it's going to be great to see Shaq down in Houston, potentially at a few of these games, both to represent and see his daughter and his son playing for historically black colleges. We also know that Percy Miller, Master P, his son, Hersey, it will play for TSU this upcoming season. He'll be a freshman there. Shaq's son will be a freshman at Texas Southern. We all know what Deion Sanders is doing on the football field for Jackson State. We understand Eddie George is taking over the TSU Tennessee State University football program. This is the time. What a time to be alive in HBCU colleges. What a time to be alive in HBCU athletics. What a time to be alive to be covering these sports, because not only are they sending famous, really well-known professionals in said field, but these schools are finally getting some of the recognition. I talked earlier about the Chris Paul and his HBCU basketball tournament that he's bringing and all the attention that'll bring. And what does all of this mean? Attention, exposure. What does all of that mean, and why is it so important? Because it generates revenue. And that is what these HBCUs need. I'm going to continue to scream this from the mountaintops. HBCUs need revenue. And since all of these famous people love donating to University of Southern California and getting them something that they don't need, or, Harvard or Yale or whatever, all these places that don't really need your money, they don't focus on the black colleges, right? The places that actually do need your help. And if they do focus on black colleges, it's normally the same ones. It's Morehouse, it's Spelman, it's Howard. Right? There are black colleges across this country that are not named Morehouse, Spelman, or Howard. No offense to Morehouse, Spelman, and Howard. Congratulations. You guys are doing great, right? But there are other schools like a Texas Southern, like a Jackson State, like a Southern, like a FAMU, like an Alabama A&M, that a lot of these celebrities, these rich people who like giving away their money anyway, they like to go to Johnny Dang and all these people. How about you make sure that our HBCUs are properly funded? Adopt an HBCU. Get with South Carolina State. Get with, Kentucky State University. Get with West Virginia State. Like, get a Coppin State, Morgan State. Somebody, you know what I mean? Like, get with one of them. And when Shaq's children, Amira and Shakir, decide to go to Texas Southern and decide to make some noise, and when a Master P's son, Hersey, decides to go to TSU, that will generate buzz, that will generate exposure, that will generate media attention, which will ultimately put revenue and put some money behind these historically Black colleges. Leave your thoughts in the chat. And in the comments down below. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel in Victory Formation. Shaq's children, both first it was Shakir, who committed a couple months ago, and now his daughter Amira are headed down to Texas Southern. I think it'll be lively down there, and I think it'll be great for the university to have them on campus and potentially having Shaq on campus for a few games. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Peace.